Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've decided to bring you along for a fun weekend of reading. It is the Realmathon's 48-hour readathon this weekend and I wanted to take part, and I thought it would be fun to vlog my weekend, show you guys what I get up to, and yeah, I don't know, hopefully it's fun. I don't have much planned in terms of like actually leaving the house. I do want to go to the library tomorrow because I need to return 2 books and pick up a book. So there will be that. Other than that, I'm just hoping we have a great weekend of reading. So I guess let's talk reading plans. Now I am starting the readathon when Cassidy starts it, so it will be 11 p.m. my time from Friday, which is today, until Sunday. I'm not going to be staying up late. I'm just going to see what I can get read. Now, let's start with the books that I will be starting in the readathon, because for Realmathon, if you don't know, it is a month-long readathon with the setting of a magical school, and it's point-based, and you pledge yourself to a team. So I've pledged myself to Team Blood, and you just read to get your team points, or this round you can also attack other teams, or you can use your points to attack another team and deduct points from a chosen team. But within the 48-hour Peace Talks readathon, you get an extra 10 points per book you read in that time period, but it has to be started within the 48 hours. But let's discuss the books I'm going to start. So I think the first book I'm going to start with is a Kindle Unlimited read, and it is This Is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin Marceau, I think. And then I'm also thinking of reading Mountains Made of Glass by Scarlet and Clair, also on Kindle Unlimited. I actually saw this in Books with Soph's March TBR and it sounded so interesting. I believe this is a fairy tale retelling. And then I'm thinking of physically reading What Kind of Mother. I can't speak today. Then I'm thinking of physically reading What Kind of Mother by Clair, McLeod, Chapman. McLeod? I recently picked this up from Waterstones, and it just sounded really intriguing. So when I read this, it just instantly hooked me. And if you've watched my horror reading vlog, you'll know I'm a horror girly now, looking for any horror recommendations. And I just think this will be a fun, quick read. I hope, anyway. So I'm hoping to also read this weekend. So that's my set TBR. I'm not going to be really strict with it because I just want to have fun this weekend, have a fun weekend of reading. But I've chosen some short books that I'm quite interested to read soon to get those extra points for Team Bloods. Now, I'm also doing my tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, which is going well. I've actually got my sheet here. So I guess if you follow this, I'm a fifth of the way in. I'm enjoying it. I figure I might just use this vlog to also tell you some thoughts I'm having with this tandem read, because as much as I want to focus on the books that I've just spoken about this weekend, Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn are very much in the background because I'm really trying to make my way through them bit by bit. This is my first experience with a tandem read, and I don't know if I'm loving it, to be completely honest. I thought I would really enjoy it. However, I don't like switching between books because just as I get immersed, especially when it's like not just one chapter. So, for example, I've just read 2 chapters of Tower of Dawn. I'm back in the Tower of Dawn headspace. I want to carry on, but now I need to switch to Empire of Storms and vice versa. And I actually didn't think I'd like Tower of Dawn. And starting reading it, I was like, oh my god, this is going to drag, get me to Empire of Storms. But I actually think I'm really going to love that book. I'm loving the plot of Tower of Dawn. I'm loving the mystery element that's just been brought in. I was hoping it would just read as if it's one book but has had to be split into 2 because of how big it is, and like with Queen of Shadows or Heir of Fire, when you're one chapter you're with Selena and then one chapter you're with Dorian. I thought it'd read like that, but it doesn't. So yes, as I said, the readathon doesn't officially start until 11, but I just wanted to check in with you and film the intro before it's dark out and when I'm not in bed, really. But yes, I will hopefully update you soon with something interesting, something fun, an update maybe, I don't know. So it is Saturday morning now, and this morning I finished This Is Where We Talk Things Out, and I really enjoyed this. So essentially we follow Miller, who has for certain reasons become estranged from her mother. So due to her mother's persistent and toxic ways, she is going on a weekend away with her into a cabin, and her partner Florence doesn't really want her to go because she feels like it's breaking down those boundaries that she's worked so hard to set in place with her mum, and it's sort of a touchy subject between the two. And then there's this massive snowstorm coming, and she says, why don't you just push it back to next weekend? But Miller is convinced that no, she just needs to get it out, she just needs to get it out of the way. And so she goes, and we see this really toxic dynamic between the two, and her mother's weird outlook on the relationship, I guess. So when they get to this cabin, things are very weird. I'm not going to say much else because it's so short, it's spoilers, and I think that's really all you need to know when you go into this. I gave it a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and it was a super quick read. The thing that I really loved about this was the isolated setting. It just really made everything that much more ominous and creepy because of something that happens. So I think this one thing that happens, you are meant to guess what it is quite early on, and then her mother makes references to it that Miller doesn't see, and I was just there just like, oh my god, you need to get out of this cabin, please. And it was just a really, in a weird way, fun. In a very weird way, it was a fun, creepy read. So yes, I finished that. I gave it 4.5 stars, and it got me 18 attack points. And it's the first time I've attacked because 1, I always feel bad attacking, and 2, it just usually works out that I can get more defensive points for Team Blood. But I just decided, why not attack today? I chose violence. But yes, so then I ran a poll in the Discord for Realmathon of what my next read should be, and it was between What Kind of Mother by Clair, McLeod, Chapman, and also, where's my Kindle? You've Lost a Lot of Blood by LaRocca, because I forgot after finishing The Trees Grew Because I Bled There, I downloaded a couple of his books on my Kindle because they were like 99p. So how could I not? But this is the one that won. So this will be my next read dedicated to the readathon. And then I think when I finish this, I will go into What Kind of Mother, just to get a physical read ticked off my TBR. Whilst I'm here, I will give you an update on the tandem read. I've read a few chapters of Tower of Dawn today and Empire of Storms. I'm still not vibing with the tandem read just because I get so taken out flicking between the two. Yeah, I don't think it's for me, but I'm just going to carry on because I've started now and that's who I am. I've started some, actually, it's not who I am. I am a big quitter at things. But I just want to see how it goes. So it's quite a bit later than when I last updated you because one, I had a nap. Then Josh came home, so I spent some time with him. And then I was going to update you, but my mic needed charging, which took a long time. So in that time, I have finished You've Lost a Lot of Blood by LaRocca. And I have no thoughts on it, to be honest. Not one. This novella by LaRocca essentially follows Ambrose and Marcia. Can't even remember his name. Yeah, so it follows Ambrose and Marcia, who are both killers, essentially. Or Marcia is, and then Ambrose is his, like, accomplice and is a tool that Marcia uses. And it's sort of, the novella is comprised of different transcripts, poems, and a novella that Marcia has written to explore his thought process whilst killing and running from the authorities. It was interesting because there was a novella within a novella, and that was okay. But I'm just left very confused. Am I meant to understand it? I don't really know. So I think I'm just gonna have to sit on this for a while before I give you like a rating or final thoughts or anything like that, because I'm really not sure what to think about it. So it's now 8 p.m. I'm going to rest my eyes for a little bit from reading, and then I think I'm going to read What Kind of Mother or do some of my tandem read. But yeah, I'm going to rest my eyes and then pick up something. I don't know what yet. And I'll update you then. It is now Sunday and I did not read anything else last night. Me and Josh had dinner. We watched some Criminal Minds. We probably spent like half an hour deciding a film to watch. And when we did, we decided to go to bed. I've had the night to sit with my thoughts on You've Lost a Lot of Blood. And I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. Like, I'm still confused by it. I don't really understand why it was a novella within a novella. I saw someone's review and they were also confused by it and just came to the conclusion that it was there for just vibes. Like, that book is just pure vibes. So I'm just going to go with that and not think on it too much. So based on the vibes of the book, it's a 4 stars. This morning I started What Kind of Mother, and I'm literally not that far into it. I'm 36 pages in, and it has done the setup for the plot that ensues in these like 30 odd pages. So I like that. I'm excited to see where it goes. I definitely don't think I'm going to get this finished by the end of the readathon, unfortunately, because I also do want to make progress today in Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms. So I might just have this as see what I can get read today and then just carry it on into the week. And then me and my sister started our next buddy read, which is Magic Study by Maria V. Snyder. We finished Poison Study at the very beginning of this month, and this is our next one that we're reading together. So we've got about 50 pages into this. Yeah, so that's all for this update, really. I don't really know what my plans are for the rest of the day. I would like to do some journaling, maybe set up my April spreads and go for a walk whenever Josh finishes work. I'm not in a massive mood to read. I think finishing You've Lost a Lot of Blood yesterday sort of burnt me out a little bit. I should have read half, started What Kind of Mother, and then finished them off today. I think that's just what works best for me than reading a book in one sitting. It is now Monday, so the readathon has finished. Did I read as much as I hoped to this weekend? No. Like, nowhere near what I wanted to read, but that's okay. I started and finished 2 books, and I did start What Kind of Mother last night. Yeah, so within the first 30 pages, it really sets up the plot that you see on the back, and I really like that. So you sort of get straight into it, and then you're sort of thrown into this mystery of Maddie, who's sensed something when reading Henry's palm to do with his missing son. And it sort of goes on from there because she believes, because of what she sensed, she believes that there is something there to be uncovered or discovered. And there is. I'm just worried that I know where the plot is going. I don't like it if that is the case. I think if what I think is to be true, then I sort of understand the author blurbs of the book. Like, it is a story focusing on grief and what you do for those who you love, and it's all about belief. However, with some of the creepy horror aspects that have been put in this so far, I think if what I think is going to happen happens, so much more could have been done. So unfortunately, I won't be finishing this in this vlog because it was just meant to be a weekend reading vlog, but I will be finishing it within the next couple of days, hopefully. So it will be in my wrap up, or check my Goodreads down, which is linked down below if you want to see what I end up thinking of this one. But yeah, I'm a bit unsure on this right now. So as I said, I didn't read as much as I wanted to, and I hope that's okay for this little weekend reading vlog. I'm hoping to do more of these in the future and maybe bring some more of my life into it, so some more lifestyle elements. So it's not just focused on the books that I read or lack thereof, as was the case in this. However, I am happy with what I've read this weekend. Some great little horror reads. I didn't mean for it to be horror themed, but that's just how it turned out. So yay for that, I guess. And yeah, that's all from me and this vlog. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.